why transportation security is vastly different from transportation safety. We're dealing with hazardous materials, nuclear materials, radioactive materials. When it comes to the safety side, it's the robustness of the package, right? That if you're doing transport, it meets the 10 CFR 71 requirements, hypothetical accidents, all these years, you heard about, the accidents or incidents during transportation, but you have not heard about people getting exposed, lost their lives, or severe property damage, and so on and so forth. But once you get into the security side, I think the problems are, extremely complex because of this talking about security risk. And I mentioned risk is really, there are three factors, right? The threat depends on the intent and the capabilities of your adversaries. How vulnerable, are your systems? You make one system very, hardened, then you get into terrorists are smart too, or as smart, maybe even smarter than us. And then we get into this so-called the target substitution business. And third but not the least of that risk equation is the consequence. We spent all day yesterday going through the categorization. Right? We have so many different radionuclides, nuclear materials, and each one poses, I think, different kinds of consequences. I also mentioned during the overview, how we get started with all this business. It was actually kind of interesting because it's right around September when we're in the process of finalizing the agenda. And Dr. Gordon Liu, our keynote speaker, happened to be in town, in Chicago. So I sent an email to him. I say, hey, Gordon, we're doing this. I think you might be interested in participating. And his response was quick and direct. He says, yes. Okay. Now, Gordon, by the way, bio is in your book. So by introducing him, I'll just read over, because it's a relatively short bio. He's a catastrophist. Not many of us, I think, will hold that job title. At RMS, by the way, is the risk management system at UK, based in London. He's the chief architect of RMS terrorist risk model, was developed in 2002. For his work on terrorism risk insurance, he was named by Treasury and Risk magazine as one of the 100 most influential people in finance. And since 9/11, he has contributed regularly to meetings on mathematical modeling of terrorism and has been a keynote lecturer at the NATO's Center of Excellence for the Defense Against Terrorism, as well as a contributing author for the Journal of the National Defense University in Washington, D.C. Among his terrorism-related publications, he's the author of the book. I know this is called A Calculating Catastrophe. That was published in the 10th anniversary of 9/11 by Imperial College Press, and the sequel to his book, The Mathematics of Natural Catastrophes. Okay, he graduated as the best mathematician of his year at Cambridge University, completed his Doctor of Philosophy in Theoretical Physics as a Kennedy Scholar at MIT, and was a member of the Harvard Society of Fellows. He's currently an adjunct professor at the Nanyang Technological University in Singapore. Now, last night I went to the guest house. He came in late, so I had dinner with him, and Navi and I think Ray was sitting on the other table. We were talking about this. In fact, the day I contacted him by email is September 11th of 2013. When he agreed to sign on to the course. Now, he and I don't know if we spent the same years in Cambridge, Massachusetts. He probably came to MIT after I left. So we became acquainted and became friends for over 10 years now. Gordon?